My name's Linda Dias, and I'm from Falmouth, Massachusetts, and the name of my exhibit is Sacred Spaces. It's divided up into some segments. There's a mixed media segment, some mandalas on one wall, and some florals in a grouping on another wall. I started back in high school, just something to do after I'd get home from school. I find myself bringing my work home with me from school. It was about the only homework that I really liked to do. And I would go back to school, and the art teacher would find that I was moving through paintings pretty quickly, so he encouraged me to keep going. In general, I tend to work in acrylics, but I like to use collage in a lot of my work. And the collage can be paper, it can be textiles. I have some vintage textiles from my grandmother that are in some of my paintings. She used to work in a lace factory. So she acquired a lot of remnants of things, so I try to incorporate some of those memories into my work. So I started painting in high school and then went off to college and continued with the theme of do artwork instead of my studies, and eventually began working with individuals with special needs and became the director of a day program for adults with disabilities. And throughout the years, the amount of or the ability of creativity in the job became such that I really craved more creative time in my life. So I started looking for ways to bring painting, and I'm also a yoga teacher and a musician, into the program and be able to share it with the members that we served there. So I started an art program, a yoga program, and music had always been part of the program as well since I worked there. I am inspired by the blank canvas as a form of meditation, really. So painting for me really is meditation. I tend to, rather than trying to put things on the canvas, I have the paintings generally emerge from the canvas. So I look at color generally first, what colors I'm drawn to. It depends on the day. I have certain colors that I tend to like, but I start with color, and then I look for signs of life. So in each of the paintings, you generally see some form of life in it, and incorporate that, and then lots of textures, lots of color, and then some unusual things like zippers or music is a huge thing. And most of my paintings, you'll see if you look closely, music either straight out on the artwork, or it's turned sideways, or it's used in some sort of collage fashion within the piece. Mandalas are part, again, of my meditation practice. So most of the mandalas on the wall are part of the sacred geometry aspect, and sacred geometry meaning the geometry of nature. So there's the seed of life is a common theme. That's a certain pattern that's there, and within the pattern, given color and blocking things in, you can change them up, but they're generally the seed of life, which is symbolic of potential. So like the seed is potential. In the future, I would like to see more exhibits out there. I teach classes. I teach classes to the community. I also teach at the senior center. The underlying theme is really accessible art. So without having to feel like you have to be an established or an accomplished artist, to have people gather together and through some techniques that I've learned, to be able to share art in a way that people end up with a piece that is unexpected and helps to answer that sometimes that nagging voice that you might have in your head, especially with the blank canvas in front. And answer in a compassionate way and put things down on the canvas that are surprising and generally uplifting.